Today we learn all about basics of GSTR1. The very first question comes into the mind is, what is GSTR1? GSTR1 is a sales return for goods and services both. Who should file GSTR1? Every registered taxpayers either monthly or quarterly shall file GSTR1. Is GSTR1 filing mandatory? Yes, even if there is no business activity, that is nil return. GSTR1 is not applicable to input service distributors, composition dealer, NRI, persons liable to deduct TDS and TCS. What are the prerequisites for GSTR1? Should be a registered taxpayer. Should have an active GST number. Should have valid login credentials. Should have non-expired digital signature since DSC is mandatory in case of corporate taxpayers. Must have access to registered mobile number or mail ID of the primary authorized signatory if EVC is selected for verification. What are the modes for preparing GSTR1? Directly through GST portal, through offline utility provided on GST portal, or through GST Suvidha providers. Later on, we will discuss this mode in detail. Can I revise GSTR1? The answer is no. However, we can amend invoice details in next month's GSTR1. Later on, we will discuss the amendments in GSTR1 in detail. How can I opt for quarterly or monthly filing of GSTR1, and when is GSTR1 is due? Based on turnover slab as shown in table below. If aggregate turnover up to 5 crore in the preceding financial year and opted for QRMP scheme, the due date is 13th day of next month if registered person choose to file optional IFF, that is invoice furnishing facility, or 13th day of next quarter if registered person not avail the benefit of IFF. Other than those taxpayers, the due date is 11th day of next month. What are the applicable late fees if GSTR1 is not filed within specified due dates? As specified in GST Act, 200 rupees for every day. However, maximum late fees based on turnover slab are as follows. In case of nil GSTR1, 500 rupees per return. Other than nil filing, if annual turnover in preceding financial year is up to 1.5 crore, late fee will be 2000 rupees per return. If annual turnover is between 1.5 crore to 5 crores, late fee will be 5000 rupees per return. And if annual turnover is more than 5 crore, then the late fee will be 10,000 rupees per return. Mr. Rahul is so much confused about the content of GSTR1. So now let's discuss about it. GSTR1 is divided into 19 different types of tables, which we can shown as below. Registered taxpayer required to fill the data in applicable table. Now, we will discuss about each table one by one through offline utility.
This one is the sample offline utility which was downloaded from the GSTN portal. Here we can see that there are many types of worksheets are provided. We will discuss one by one. The first basic sheet is about help instructions sheet. In this, each worksheet wise instruction and guidance are provided. If one needed, may refer for it. First one is a B2B, that means business to business types of transactions. In this type of transactions, the recipient is also a registered supplier, hence takes the ITC. All invoice-wise details need to be uploaded, whether interstate or intrastate. B2BA, A for amendments. If there are any changes, errors or omissions occurred in already uploaded data, then we need to mention here in this table. The next one is B2CL, that means business 2. Large consumers, large unregistered consumers. In this table, we have to remember some points. The first is invoice value must be more than 2.5 lakhs. Second, only interstate transactions are recorded here. That means other than Gujarat states are only recorded here. Third one is invoice wise details need to be disclosed. If there are any amendments in B2CL data, then we have to disclose in next table, that is B2CLA. Then after B2CS, that means business to small unregistered customers. That means other than B2CL, all the customers are small customers. Here we have to remember one point: no need to disclose the data invoice wise, only state wise summary need to be disclosed. B2CSA, if there is an amendment in B2CS data, then we disclosed in B2CSA. The next one is CDNR, that means credit debit note to register party. Here R denotes for register parties. If there are any amendments in credit debit note from registered parties, we have to disclose in next table. Same way, if credit debit note issued to unregistered parties, then we have to disclose here. If there are any amendments, then in the next table. The next one is a export transaction sheet. If there are any export transactions, need to be recorded here. If there are any amendments in export transactions, then in next table, that is EXPA. Next one is AT, that means advance is received. If any advance is received regarding any services supplied, then disclose here. No need to disclose invoice wise details, only state wise summary need to be disclosed. If there are any amendments in advance received, then in next table, that is ETA. The next one in ETA DJ, that means advance adjusted. If any tax invoice issued regarding advances received, need to be disclosed here. If there are any amendments, then in next table. The next one is exempt supply. If any deducted, exempted or non-GST supplies are made, need to be disclosed here. The next one is HSN summary. HSN summary is mandatory. If your turnover is up to 5 crore, then 4-digit HSN code is mandatory. And if turnover more than 5 crore, then 6-digit HSN code is mandatory. The next one is document summary. All kind of documents issued are shown here.
Ms. Expresso is so much frustrated about errors and omissions she made in GSTR1. Now, she wants to learn about amendments in GSTR1. If any errors or omission occurred in details of GSTR1, then we need to amend or rectify the particular data in next month's GSTR1. Up to what time limit we can add or amend the particular invoice? For example, we can amend or add any invoice of financial year 2021 to 2022 up to the 30th of November of next financial year, that is November 2022. Or the date of filing of annual return, whichever is earlier. What are the types of amendments? Mostly, there are two types of amendments. First, invoice level amendments. That means these types of amendments can be made at particular invoice only. Second, summary level amendments. Means this type of amendments can be made at B2C summary or at advanced tax liability, since there are no invoice-wise details are mentioned in these tables. Which details cannot be amended? A bill of supply cannot be changed as a tax invoice. Type of export, with or without payment, cannot be amended. You can change the place of supply, but you cannot split it into two. HSN and documents summary cannot be amended. One most important note to remember: a particular record or invoice can be amended only once. We have already learned about basics of GSTR1. In next video we will learn how to prepare and file GSTR1. Thank you for watching us. Kindly contact us for more information.